All right, so for this rational expression worksheet, I'm just going to whip through, I think I picked 5 of them. Feel free to skip around if you want to, but I just picked out some that I think are representative of the other problems. And of course, all the answers are at the end in case you need to see those. If you have any questions about any of them, just throw me a message, of course. So for the first one, we already have a common denominator that I circled here, number 3. So I'm just going to kind of distribute this negative sign and leave the 6ba on the bottom. So we're going to have a plus 3b minus a plus 5b, because that negative sign distributes. On the bottom, we have 6ab, or 6ba. I'm going to write 6ab because I don't like 6ba. So what do we got here? A minus a, hey, those go away. That's cool. And so 3b plus 5b is 8b over 6ab. The b's cancel. And we get, if we divide by 2, 4 over 3a. Of course, you want to write domain restrictions. A can't be 0 and B can't be 0. There we go. All right, number 7. So it looks like we need a common denominator here, but I can be a little bit sneaky about it. So you don't have to do this step, but I'm going to factor a 4 out of the bottom of the left side here. So we're going to have m plus 6 over 4 times, it'll be 3m squared minus 3m. And you could be saying, well, you could factor out a 12, but I really want to make it clear that there's already a 4 there. So here, do we get a common denominator? I just need to multiply by 3m squared minus 3m on the top and bottom. M squared, whoops, that was not a good square. So now, if I do some distributing, hopefully I have enough space here. If I don't, I'll just add another page. But and you should definitely be doing these in your notebook. I don't think there's enough space on this page to do them. But we're going to have, let's see, so m plus 6, and then it's going to be a plus 24m squared, and then minus 24m by distributing the 8 here. And on the bottom, we're now going to have the full 12m squared minus 12m. I'm going to save some time and factor out a little bit. So we have 12m times m minus 1. If you didn't follow all that, you can try the steps yourself, see if you can break it down and see where that came from. All right, so now on the top, what do we got? We got 24m squared. And then plus m minus 24m is a minus 23m. And then plus 6. And on the bottom, we have 12m times m minus 1. Now, a little trick here. You might say, gee, can I factor the top? The only way it's going to matter is if m minus 1 is a factor. And m minus 1 will only be a factor if 1 makes the top 0. That's a little bit more advanced, but I'm just going to check to see if 1 makes the top 0, and if it doesn't, I'm not going to worry about factoring. So if I plug in a 1, I'm going to get 24 minus 23 is 1 plus 6 is 7. So no, there's not any factoring of the top that's going to help me. That's the best I can do. So we're just kind of combining things here. All right, I'm just going to double check the answer number 7, see how I did. Make sure I got it right. Yep, perfect. 24m squared minus 23m plus 6 over 12m times m minus 1. Great. Number 11. All right, so for this one, let's see. If I factor out a 7 from this side, I'm going to have n minus 6. Gross. So I have to go through the whole rigmarole here. I was hoping that something nice would happen, but I don't think it will. So, wow. Is it really that bad? I think I'll just leave the bottom factored. So let's see what happens here. So what I'm saying here is if I take out a 7, I'm left with n minus 6 of just this bottom here. And so the left side here is going to need, thankfully I have lots of room. I'm just going to get rid of this guy. So left side over here is going to need a 7 and an n minus 6 on the top and bottom. And on the right side over here, we're going to need an n minus 7. So I'm just going to multiply this by n minus 7 on the top and bottom. Sorry, I'm running into my last problem there. Let me erase this now. So that should be the same denominator. So we have a 7, we have an n minus 6, and we have n minus 7. All right, so let's see here. I'm distributing here. I don't know if it's going to be great. Yuck. I got big numbers here. You might need a calculator. All right, so let's see here. We're going to have 42. So I'm multiplying the 6 and the 7 times n minus 6 minus 5n, and then plus 35, because that negative sign distributes. Don't forget about that. And then on the bottom, we're going to have 7 times n minus 6 times n minus 7. All right. So let's see, 42 times 6, 240 and 12, 252, I think. So we have 42n minus 252 minus 5n plus 35, all divided by 7 times n minus 6 times n minus 7. Combine like terms, 42n minus 5n is 37n. Negative 252 plus 35, what is that? Negative 217, I think. Question mark. On the bottom we have 7 times n minus 6 times n minus 7. Man, I do not think that there's any common factors. I really hope not. Nope. Let's see how we did. So what was that, number 11? 37n minus 217 over 7 times n minus 7 times n minus 6. Yep. Wow, what a mess, but we got there. Domain restrictions, I haven't been writing them. Here, m can't be 0 or negative or positive 1, excuse me. Here, n cannot be 6 or 7. Did I get the last one? Yeah. Okay, a couple more here. Getting easier now, we're multiplying. So I chose these because I like being efficient. And some of you might look at number 19 here and say, the top is 90x. And the bottom, 18 times 9 is 90 and 72, which is 162x to the fourth. But, don't do that. make your life easier for yourself. Check this out. We got a 9x on top, and we got a 9x squared on the bottom. 9x's just cancel. All I'm left with is a single x down here, right? The 9x's go away. We're just left with an x on the bottom. So I can rewrite this as 10 over 18x squared times x, right? Because the 9x canceled. We were left on the bottom just with an x. So we have 10 over 18x cubed, right? And we can divide by 2, so we have 5 over 9x cubed. Always, always, always divide if you can, right? It's like if you have, like, I don't know, 32 45ths times 45 32nds, right? And it's like, people are like, oh, you got to multiply 32 and 45. No, these cancel, it's 1, right? They're reciprocals of each other. Try to make your life easy whenever you can when it comes to fractions. All right, last one for this worksheet that I'm going to do, and then you can try some others. When you're dividing by a fraction, remember you multiply by the reciprocal. So this is 2 over 6n. Being remiss again here, x can't be 0. All right, 2 over 6n multiplied by, now we do the reciprocal. So we have 6n squared plus 42, plus 42n. On the bottom, we got n plus 7. Now we can do some creative factoring here. If I take the 6 out of these guys, then it'll cancel with this 6 over here. So let's do that. So we have 2 over 6n multiplied by 6 times, we can even take out a 6n, what a deal. Oh, and the whole thing's going to cancel. I love it. So we're left with n plus 7 then. On the bottom here, it's 2. The answer is 2. The 6n's cancel. The n plus 7's cancel. It's just 2. Without having to do much. And n can't be, what, 0 or negative 7. There you go. Let's just make sure that ended up being 2. Is it really that beautiful? It really is. Look at that. All right, that's all I'm going to do for this worksheet. Try the other problems. They're not too bad. They all kind of fall into those veins. Good luck.